Hi and welcome to the Malat Cookery channel. So the family meal for this evening is traditional British fish and chips using my top secret fish batter recipe. So this fish batter recipe will produce the crispiest and lightest batter you've ever had on fish, and it doesn't use carbonated drinks or beer, which don't work anyway, and I'll explain why in the video. So a full list of ingredients will be given at the end of this video, so let's have a look at those ingredients now and anything else we're going to need for today. So the ingredients for this recipe, I've got some white fish. Don't ask me what it is, I haven't got a clue, it just says white fish on the pack. I've got some Maris Piper potatoes, so have a research on those, use something similar if you don't have Maris Pipers in the area that you live. About 200 grams of plain flour, some salt and pepper. I'm going to use some cold water, and the two ingredients which make this batter really special, I've got half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and half a teaspoon of citric acid, and this will produce a burst of carbon dioxide gas within the batter, and that's after we've mixed it. So the reason I said that carbonated drinks really don't work, in my opinion, is that you have to add the carbonated liquid into the flour, then beat it. That knocks 90%, I'm guessing about 90% of the air or carbon dioxide that's trapped within that carbonated liquid. You knock that out, so you're left with basically very little. With this process, we put the flour and the water together, we beat it to create a nice smooth batter, and only then do we add the bicarbonate of soda and the citric acid, and that then produces, as I said, this burst of carbon dioxide, so that 100% of the carbon dioxide is in the batter when we go to dip the fish in. Citric acid, you can pick this up at any Asian food supermarket. So Asian communities use citric acid, it's got quite a bitter taste to it, and obviously they use that in a lot of food. Or if you don't have an Asian supermarket near you, look online, and winemaking places that provide materials and ingredients for winemaking, they sell citric acid as well. Right, so the first job of the day is to peel and chip your potatoes. So that's what I've done here. So these are fairly thick chips. So in America you probably call these steak fries. Into cold water, going to soak these now for 10 minutes to try and get as much starch out of those potatoes as possible. While they're soaking, I'm going to take a large saucepan, fill this about half full with water, bring this to a gentle simmer, and then we're going to parboil these chips. Once we've drained and rinsed them, we're going to parboil them for about 5 minutes. In other words, we're going to put them into slightly salted simmering water. I'm going to leave them for about 5 minutes. Right, so the chips have been drained and rinsed. We've got our slightly salted water to a simmer. Okay, they go in, and we're going to simmer these now for 5 minutes once that water gets back up to temperature. So two reasons for doing this. One is that the outside of the potato or the chip will become soft. The second reason is because what we want to do is dry these potatoes out as much as possible. We can't do it unless we pre-cook them or parboil them, because if we just allow them to stand out of the water to dry, they're going to oxidize and turn a really horrible colour. The appearance won't be great. So this, just simmering the potatoes for 5 minutes, actually reduces that oxidization, if you like, and allows us to dry these out. The success to a really decent chip or fry is that it goes into hot oil almost as dry as possible. So what the fish and chip bars do, or the fish and chip shops do, is some of them use a horrendous product which is known as potato bleach. Just the warning signs on the side of the bottles is enough to put me off. And what potato bleach will do is you don't have to do this process. You just put the chipped potatoes in water with bleach added, leave them to soak for 10 minutes, whatever they do, they drain them off, and then they can dry them out that way. But as I said, potato bleach, definitely not for me. Right, so our 5 minutes is up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain these, place them onto this wire rack, and then just leave them in the kitchen covered with a clean tea towel for about half an hour, just to dry out as much as possible. If you're planning ahead, and I've done this in the past and it works even better, then once we've drained these onto this wire rack, cover with a clean tea towel, and then place into the fridge overnight. It's a nice dry atmosphere in the fridge, and that will produce even better results. Right, so while the oil is heating up, we're going to make our batter without the bicarbonate of soda and the citric acid. We don't put that in until just before we're about to dip in the fish. So just want to add the water a little bit at a time. So this water has been sat in the fridge. It's nice and cold. Okay, so that's the sort of consistency I'm looking for. So again, just to reiterate the point, this is why carbonated drinks for me anyway don't work, because you really got to work at this to make sure you get a lump-free batter. And if this was a carbonated liquid, as I said before, we would just take a lot of that carbon dioxide out of the mixture as we're beating it. Right, so we've got our oil up to temperature now, about 170 degrees centigrade. Don't want it too hot. I'm just going to put in our chips or fries. So just before the chips are done, or the fries are done, all I've done with the fish is I've gone through the fish just to make sure that there are no bones. I've checked those, I've patted them dry with some kitchen paper, and I've applied some salt and pepper seasoning to the fish. That's literally all the prep you need. Obviously we've got our batter mix, and then we're going to be adding our bicarbonate of soda and citric acid, as I said, right at the last minute, just before we fry the fish off. Right, so that's our chips done. They look sensational. I don't know if you can see that, we've got some crispy bits at the end of the chips. That's what I like to see. So I've put the oven on to 80 degrees centigrade just to keep it warm. So these are going to go into that warmed oven. I've placed some kitchen paper in this oven-proof tray just to soak up any excess fat. Right, so let's see if we can do this in the one shot. So we've got our half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, half a teaspoon of citric acid, mix those together, and then we'll get this burst of carbon dioxide, as you can see there. So we take our fish before this overflows over the top of the bowl. It goes in. So we'll be doing two at a time here. Right, so the fish is done. You've got to be really careful with this now if you're going to use this batter mix, because It is very, very crispy, which means it is quite fragile. If, like me, you're cooking for the whole family and you have to do this in batches, then put the fish, the battered fish, on a grate, not on a flat surface, because it will sweat underneath. This is now going to go into that warmed oven until the rest is cooked, and then obviously we can serve.